Multiplayer battles in Total War can be pretty silly sometimes, with people attempting ambitious, cheesy strategies, using outright dumb tactics, or just making a silly mistake. This is going to be a collection of 5 such battles from my time in quick battles mostly, although 2 of these replays are actually going to be from Warhammer 1, because I've done this video before, back in the day, for Warhammer 1. People seem to enjoy it, so I always intended to do another one, so I gathered a couple of battles which I never got around to using and doing a second video for. So I managed to find them tucked away on one of my hard drives, so I'm going to use them 4 years late. They're going to get some love, damn it. Now obviously this is going to be poking fun at people a little bit, but we're not going to name and shame. We're just having a laugh. Hopefully nobody gets butthurt if they happen to be in one of these replays. And maybe now you have to worry that you are in one of these replays. So let's kick it off with one of those Warhammer 1 replays from back in the day, when the Silver Spire map was actually good. Because in Warhammer 1, the deployment zones on this map were actually at the end of the map at the edge, but in Warhammer 2, for some reason, they put the deployment zones right in the middle of the map, so you start right in front of each other, and it's just not very good. Either way, my plan here as the Greenskins was to try and lure the enemy into a fight into this corner, and then flank them with this little bunch of cavalry behind them. As I am facing the Wood Elves, I thought I can force them to come to me by taking one piece of artillery, just so that they don't have a choice other than to come to me. Or so I thought. But apparently this guy did have a choice, and he's gonna fucking show me by hiding in the forest so I can't see him and hit him. But he's decided to hide in the tiniest part of forest on the map, which has kind of left him really not a lot of room to move, and also nowhere to run if I do come after him. No room to move any of his units around in that tiny little bit of forest he's set up in. Naturally, I see this as a golden opportunity to, well, run him through. He does have a unit of Wild Riders out here, but my cab's going to come out the woodwork, and I think, oh, Shizer, let's get him while he's stuck in that corner, and he's got nowhere to run. Because Wood Elves very often need a good bit of space to really pull off their game plans, but instead he wants to try and tank out the Greenskins' front line with his Eternal Guard, and then I don't really know what the plan was here. Hope to survive, hope that his missiles could shoot everything somehow. I'm going to bring all my cav round, getting after those Wild Riders, just got a bunch of gobos. This is Warhammer 1, of course, like I said, so very limited in the rosters than what we have now for the Greenskins and Wood Elves. He's got some Aserai Spears back there. Durthu is on the field. His Eternal Guard holding back my Orc boys for now, but they will get worn down. This is, of course, when WoW works differently as well. But starting to flank around, getting some Orc boys into the Aserai Spears. Going to start to surround him. So he's basically got no way out of the tiny little bit of forest that he was in now. Managed to catch his Wild Riders. Just going to hammer into them with Boar Boys and Wolf Riders. Get rid of them, and then we can get the full surround and get in behind him. Just coming in from all angles, giving him nowhere to run. He wanted to fight in this tiny little bit of forest. That's where we're going to fight. Tiny little bit of forest. Another foot of Gork coming off. Trying to get rid of those missiles. We routed one off there. But slowly but surely, he gets more and more surrounded by all my boys. My cav's going to start to move in now. We've taken care of the Wild Riders. All sorts of spells coming off. I still got loads of other boys to charge in, so it's just a matter of time. Durthu's probably the hardest. Oh, I've another foot of Gork. That's the 3rd one already. I used to love foot of Gork, apparently. I mean, I still do, but Jesus Christ. 3 foot of Gorks, nothing else. Keeping it simple, but hey, it works. But naturally, this is going to be the end for this fella. He's got nowhere to run. He's going to get surrounded. Take note, Wood Elf players. Don't hide in tiny bits of forest. Now to some Empire in Warhammer 2. This is a battle I played recently. I've got a nice big Empire army. Again, I'm facing the Wood Elves. Got a front line of spears, got some missiles, got a bunch of cav, got grenade outriders as well. I do love this unit. Pretty good against those lightly armored elves. 2 units of those. I plan to sit those behind the front line to blow up any Wood Elf infantry that was coming in. Also got loads of cav to chase after all those missiles. A bunch of Empire Knights. I did put these all facing the corners in case there was any Vanguard deployed missiles or cavalry behind me, so that if there was, I'd be able to just run them through in the corners straight away. Had some Knights of the Blazing Sun just ready to charge into this corner. Help with Pistoliers, and then on the other side it was all Empire Knights. But this Wood Elf player says, no, don't need any Vanguard deployment back there, son. These 2 units of Glade Riders, Shadowcaster Eagle, and the Sisters Eagle have said hold my beer to the rest of the army, which is left in the corner of the map in the trees. So at this point, all I can see is that little party coming up on my left, so I start to rotate to face it, thinking that the enemy army is going to come from the trees in that direction, because I can't see the rest of his army in that corner. I have no idea where they are. All I can see is those flying units and the Glade Riders. So I'm just chilling. I'm just taking my time and not in any rush. We can be patient. Let's see what he plans to do here. I'm going to bring over some Outriders just to start putting some shots on them if I can. Return some fire. Of course, that skirmish cav has pretty good range, so we do have to be careful. They're going to fall back a little bit. He's going to fire some shots, going to miss with the Sisters. And this is going to be the key to his strategy. He's trying to wear me down with all that ammo, with the Sisters ammo, that big powerful ammo, and the Glade Rider ammo as well. And he's literally just semicircling the front of my army, basically. This is what he's going to do for about 5 minutes. Just going to go from left to right. Going to run around this side, get some shots. He's going to hit my Knights of the Blazing Sun a little bit. There's a good target for that ammo. Do some damage to that powerful unit. I'm trying to chase him a little bit with my skirmish cav and some of my missiles. I got the silver bullets, I got some outriders, I got some pistoliers. He's shooting my spearmen here, which isn't really a bother. They've got shields from the front at least. Get some hits on my knights. They're okay though. Bringing in the pistoliers. It's difficult for the pistoliers though because they have really short range compared to these glade riders. You can see he's staying away from me. Still firing some shots on my spearmen. Can't say I'm too fussed, honestly. That's a lot of powerful ammo and not a very expensive spearman unit. So you carry on, bud. You keep blasting away at me. Especially with that powerful Sisters ammo. You keep wasting that. You keep going. I don't mind. But hey, while he can outrun and outrange my skirmish cav, he can't outrun Balthazar and Final Transmutation, which is what I'm going to bring over. Here he goes. This is an upgraded Final Transmutation as well. He's going to put some shots on Balthazar. But old Gelt landing the Final Transmutation on the Sisters and the hero, the caster, takes about half the health off the caster. And is going to take a bunch off the Sisters as well. It is a very expensive spell. I wanted to get the Glade Riders as well, but luckily for him, they managed to stay out of the Transmutation aura. He still continues to semicircle me though. Still just skirting around the front of my army, using up his ammo. He's down to about half ammo, with not a lot to show for it, other than a couple of half-dead spearmen of mine. But he's going to settle on this right side for a little bit. He's going to drop a Pit of Shades, kind of in the middle of my calves. I managed to dodge it for the most part though. He catches a few of my Knights of the Blazing Sun. Not a big deal. Just a little damage. But we're still playing the patient game. Still not in any rush. I'm happy with this. You just keep flying around and using up your ammo, man. I'm not really too fussed. You keep shooting these spearmen. Go for it. They cost me like 400. They're nothing. They're nothing to me. They're dead to me, these guys. I don't care if they get shot to shit. They're just there to kind of do this and take hits and absorb damage and get in the way. You keep using that expensive ammo. You go for it. I've got time, man. Anyway, eventually this carries on for a little while until I get another Final Transmutation ready, another upgraded one. Gonna drop it on those Sisters again. It's gonna catch the caster again, and the caster's nearly dead anyway from the last one. So we're gonna do lots of damage with that. Nearly down to 1,000 health for the caster. They are not gonna last too long. But the trick this guy is missing is that he can actually get away from this to a degree. He could save his caster right here. All he needs to do is pull him back, because this is an aura and it's only active when a unit is within the aura. If he was outside of it, only the Sisters would be caught. So really he should be pulling the Sisters away from everything else to take that Final Transmutation away. But instead, he's just putting it on more and more of his units for me. So cheers, bud, doing me a favor. Although maybe the Shadowcaster has had the last laugh. He's got a Pit of Shades off. He's shown me, or at least he would have done if he wasn't dead. So it's a GG for the Caster Eagle. He's now down to just the Sisters, who have also been fairly pounded by the Final Transmutation. And a little bit on that cav as well. My Outriders giving chase still. But mostly I'm still just chilling. Most of my army's back here. I've got some spearmen that have been a bit beaten up. But other than that, I'm not too bad. Still got most of my cav, my Empire Knights, my Light Wizard. Everybody's fine. We're all good to face whatever the hell he has left. Because still at this point, I can't see the rest of his army. I'm still assuming it's over in the left corner somewhere, because that's where his first little group came from. But so far, the only part of my army that's done anything is Balthazar, and he's racked up 3,000 damage just from those 2 Final Transmutations, which is why I always bang on about Balthazar and Final Transmutation. Strong goddamn shit. But this guy's realized, oh Christ, my plan isn't working, I need the rest of my army. It's almost like I shouldn't have charged up with a small army against an entire army. So now he decides to bring the rest of his army up to try and finish me off. Although now he's completely depleted of ammo, so, you know. The rest of his army starts to arrive. He's bringing in those Glade Riders into melee now as they're all out of ammo. I'm going to hit them with Empire Knights, although I think I may have missed a charge there. Going to bring Balthazar down as well. Going to drop the Plague of Rust on the Sisters. I think I'm going to try and shoot her in a minute with some of my skirmish cav as well. She's trying to get out of there. She's got 1,200 health, but she might get the heal. She could get that heal and maybe save herself a little bit. Flanking around with some other Empire Knights. Surrounding those Glade Riders. Grenades coming in as well. That's going to put a stop to them pretty quick. The rest of his army arrives though. My spear's going to engage with his spears and his war dancers. Sisters on their last legs down to 400 health getting focus fired. Are they going to get away? These Outriders not messing around. These are Pistoliers actually. They're not even messing around, but she's routed. She's escaping. Down to 24 health. 24 health. Still being shot at. Down to 6 health. The sisters are at 6 health, and they've managed just about to escape. You don't get much luckier than that. The war dancers have arrived, but they're being blown up by grenades, or they have been until they arrived. They're coming around the other side, going to get charged by the Knights of the Blazing Sun over here. They're blade singers, those ones as well. So they're serious business. We do need to watch out for them, but we got the flank on those ones with grenades. The sisters, though, they've survived and they've got their health back. Oh, the luck. Oh, the lucky luck. But we're not giving up that easy. The silver bullets are going after her. Balthazar is going to be going after her. And my light wizard is going to make a play. So this guy's strategy, I mean, it's not a terrible idea to try and wear down the enemy army before you send the main army in, right? That's quite normal. The trouble was, he mostly wore down units that didn't really matter that much to me and missed a lot with that big sisters ammo. He could have tried sniping Balthazar. That probably would have been more useful. But right now, we're going to snipe him instead with the silver bullets. Going to put some damage on these sisters. They've got 1600 health now. My light wizard is coming over, though. We've got the flank with the grenade outriders on this little group of infantry. And it's just GG. It's just a game over. Not a lot you're going to do there against a full entire army with about 2/3 of a Wood Elf army. Does have some Way Watchers back there. They're going to be shooting at my shielded spears, though. Once they turn around, anyway. But instead of just admitting defeat here, he's going to bring the sisters in to try and do something. But that light wizard's going to catch him. And we're going to give him the fate that he should have suffered just now. As 1300 health left. We've got him pinned. We've got the silver bullets. I've even got Balthazar ready to go. So we're going to finish this boy off and put an end to this match because it's been a rough one. It's been a rough one for the fella. The gunpowder going off. Going to get the shots in. We've got him down to 600 health. I'm now going to add insult to injury by finishing him off with Balthazar. Balthazar Gelt, one of the worst melee lords in the game. Luckily, the sisters didn't have any cheese sandwiches on them, so down they go. Taken out by Balthazar Gelt in melee. That is embarrassing. Another note for Wood Elf players. Don't do this. Just don't do this. Unless you have a major ranged advantage. No. Stop it. And back to a Warhammer 1 replay. I'm rocking the Norskins. And this is just a little mistake that was kind of funny. I'm bringing out the Norskins again against the Wood Elves. I'm not sure why all these replays are against Wood Elves. But he's got fairly standard Wood Elves. Lots of Eternal Guard. Lots of Archers. A couple of Eagles. The usual, right? This is Warhammer 1 back in the day, right? Metas were very different. Units were very different. Norska, still pretty much the same as it was back then. I've got a Frostworm. This guy starts bringing up some Eagles. I think maybe he's going to try and double team my Frostworm, so I pull him back a little bit, just in case. Up comes the Lord, though. Here comes his Glade Lord. He's a ranged Lord, of course, so he can do some shooting, as he is going to pop some arrows off, probably at Wulfric, maybe at my dragon, I'm not sure. But he stood there. The dragon's coming. The dragon's coming, mate. Wulfric's coming, mate. That's enough now, Leafy. Let's go. No, okay, you stay there and hang with the Frostworm. No worries. Wulfric's there as well. The rest of your army still just chilling over there. Not fussed that their lord is about to be massacred. And just by luck, look at how Wulfric ran round in front of the lord just as he was about to escape. That was complete luck. I didn't tell him to do that. They pinned him between a dragon and a Wulfric place now. And there goes his lord. I'm not entirely sure what happened here. I don't know what he was looking at to not see that his lord was about to be jumped on. I don't know. He wasn't microing anything else, so what the hell he was looking at, I don't know. But there you go. His lord is still alive, though. He's still alive, to be fair. But not for long. And as you can imagine, this battle goes how you might expect. Somebody get this man my Protect Your Lord video. And maybe the Line of Death Noob Mistakes video while you're at it. Jesus. I think the lesson here is that everyone should stop playing Wood Elves. Because everyone seems to be at their silliest. Oh dear. Back to Warhammer 2. I'm rocking the Chaos now, and this is a build I used to use in Warhammer 1. I wanted to try it out in Warhammer 2 recently, so I gave it a shot. It's a front line of Forsaken with double Shaggoth, Kolek, and a Shaggoth, and then my caster on a Manticore, Shadows. So very fast, very mobile army, some skirmish cav as well. This is all about rushing up on the enemy super quick, as Chaos can do very well. Also got some Warhounds tucked away, vanguarded in the corner. So playing a Chaos speed build, good for rushing around the map nice and quick. It's good against the Empire and their lighter infantry. But this guy has gone for an incredibly ambitious plan here. As you can see, very spread out. And what he's got is a bunch of cannons. 5 units of cannons, all supported with halberdiers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. All spread out right the way across the map. And then he's got a bunch of cavalry mixed in there as well. So his plan is to shoot the crap out of me, and while I'm attacking one cannon, he's going to shoot me with all the others. But he seems to have missed a few tricks here. This is something I've seen Ninja Hun do a few times back in the day on streams. He'd play the dwarfs on a small map and a flat map, and he'd do this and it would work because he's the dwarfs, and also small map, flat map. This guy's done it on a big old map where cannons aren't even in range. Look at how far this cannon is away from everything else. It can only cover up to here, which is going to cover about 2 of its friendly cannons, but if I'm attacking stuff on the other side, this range that comes out to about here is not going to reach all the way over to his last 2 cannons probably, so he can't really cover all his units very well. He's spread himself out too much. He also hasn't noticed my Vanguard deployed Warhounds, so those are on his face. A strong start for this game plan, losing a cannon already, very probably. The Halberdier is going to react, but probably too little too late. Does have some cav in between, some Empire Knights, some Demigryphs. Got a Light Wizard there as well. He's got Boris on his Griffin. So I assume all this stuff is supposed to slow the enemy down to give the cannons more time to fire. But because he spread himself out too much, I can literally just go one cannon onto the next, onto the next, onto the next, onto the next, and take them out one by one. So they can't really cover each other very well. They're far too spread out. The map is also quite hilly, so that kind of obstructs view and stuff. There's one cannon running away there. The Warhounds have done some work. They're going to come out, going to get charged by the Empire Knights. I didn't quite give them an order to finish. Boris going after my caster, but my caster is dropping a bit of shades over here on another cannon. So that's cannon number 2, probably going away pretty quick. So the game plan is struggling for this fella. The game plan is struggling. He's down 2 cannons. He's still got his Empire Knights. He's going to try and chase my skirmish cav. They are, of course, going to skirmish away. Got my Shaggoth to come over and try and deal with them. He's pinned one of my Forsaken. Going to hit them with the Demigryphs. There you go, doing something. Putting some damage on that infantry. My other Forsaken going to come over, though. Boris is taking out my caster. I didn't quite get my caster out of there quick enough. One of my Forsaken, though, got a free run at one of the other cannons. And there's not a lot of time. Because this is a speed army, I kind of got lucky in that I was trying to play very speedy. Because it's kind of the perfect solution to this guy's build, if we can call it that. Empire Knight's getting out of position. Kolek also chasing. I should have pulled him back. He shouldn't have chased them, really. He didn't need to. Then we're never going to catch the skirmish cav. I've lost my caster for now. He's routed. Boris coming down to try and help with some of the Forsaken. But these Forsaken going to get after him. He's got 2 cannons. I mean, I'm not sure they're doing a lot at the moment. I'm not sure he's focus firing stuff. Getting into some of these Halberdiers. Forsaken should be able to beat them up pretty well. Still got my other Shaggoth as well going after the Light Wizard. Going to charge these Empire Knights. Get some slaps on the back of their head with the Forsaken. Nearly getting a hold of this cannon. Looks like he didn't quite bring his Halberdiers forward soon enough. So I've managed to get a hold of that cannon as well. So it's going from bad to worse for this poor fella. Bless his cotton socks. These cannons not quite getting their value. This one's realized, oh shit, I'm actually out of range. I should probably move up so I can actually shoot things. But you probably should have done that 5 minutes ago. We'll see what he can do. Looks like he's fallen back to regroup everything in one place, but I think it's too little too late. He was too spread out, too much chaos. As much as I do admire those who have the balls to try an ambitious plan, sometimes they're just not very good. Good effort though, good effort, A for effort. Now for this last one, recently I was trying to get a replay of how you could build a super simple army and still be competitive in multiplayer. So I'm playing the greenskins, I've got 5 units of Orc Boys up front and then just a whole lot of Boar Cav, 3 units of normal, 3 units of Biggin. And that's it, that's most of the army. One little skirmish cav in there and maybe 1 unit of Gobbos, but for the most part, it's all about Orc Boys and Cav. Nice and simple. And this was against the High Elves. I was a little bit worried that, okay, maybe I don't have the best kind of anti-large. If there's a couple of dragons or phoenixes, I might struggle. I may be able to pin them down with my cav, but that's going to be my best hope. But we'll see what we can do. Let's see if this army is actually any good. And I'm faced with no army at all. There's no High Elves here. Where the fuck are they? Well, they're playing the Wood Elves, apparently, because they're all hiding in the trees, with a few units just scattered around. Most notably, 2 units of artillery that are sat on this hill in the middle of this little shallow lake, seemingly all by themselves. At the moment, this is pretty much all I can see. I can't see all the stuff in the trees. I can't see the stuff in the water to my right. I can't see this stuff. It's all hidden away for the most part. This cavalry and a Lithanar here, although maybe I can see him at this point. It doesn't say he's hidden, but I don't recall seeing him. I just saw the 2 artillery. So that's the direction I'm moving. I figure he's over there somewhere. He must be protecting his artillery. I'm moving through the trees on this side to try and find anything. No luck over here. No problem, no worries. We'll just move our way over towards those artillery and I'm sure some things will present themselves. And as I move closer and closer, my enemy starts to go on the move. Everything seems to start moving around. The Lithanar's coming in. The stuff in the trees is coming out of the trees, going towards the Lithanar. And the artillery is now on the move. Instead of it staying on the hill and shooting, he's decided it needs to go over here really, really quickly for some reason. But the Green Boys are coming and we're coming fast with all of our Boar Cav. Going to try and overrun the High Elves, as I very often like to do. He's running over in this direction. For some reason, he really wants to get in the water over here. Not sure why. Maybe he likes his chances more. Maybe he's trying to slow down my infantry in the water, although it's going to slow down his own infantry. He's got the doppelganger of a Lithanar here to try and trick me, which he does do. I do go after it. So, you know, well played, I suppose. It's a pretty useless ability most of the time, but it's a fun one. It's a fun one. These artillery, though, still on the move. They still really need to get over to this patch of water for some reason. He doesn't really know why. Just shut up, all right? Everything needs to come over here really quickly. His army is a complete jumble. It's all over the place. I have no idea what he's trying to do here. He's putting spearmen on this side. It looks like he's going to try and... No, I don't know. I have no idea what the plan is here, but he's all over the place. I'm bringing in my boar boys. I'm going to start hitting their missiles, disrupting those Sisters of Avalorn. We want to stop them from firing. We've got more than enough boars to do so. Going to bring my boars out front and just hit everything I can. There's some cav to hit. Is he going to micro them? Nope, they're going to catch a charge. The artillery still on the move as well. Going to get some counter charges over here into my boar boys with his chariots and his cav. His spears are getting charged by boar boys now, though. A Lithanar just hanging out in the middle. I think this is the real one. He's just chilling. But now he's got boars all over his face, so good luck. We're going to pin him down and jump on him as quick as possible. I got the Black Orc Big Boss in there, going to try and put some hurt on him. Stopped a lot of the missiles from firing. Some of them are going, though. Boar boys just ravaging everything, overrunning the High Elves. The artillery's firing now, though, so that's good. Pit of Shades on the boar boys. Nice play there. Although sucking up his own spearmen a little bit. Going to send in Wurzag. Got a few units to come in as well. My infantry arrives. Just boars all over the place. Absolute disruption while the boys come in and finish the job. And these artillery have reached their destination. This is where they needed to be to start firing. For some reason, they couldn't fire up on that hill. No. They needed to be here. This is the special point where your artillery needs to be to get the most out of it. So just an absolute jumble here. Obviously, just quite a new player. He was maybe trying some stuff with the Lithanar and some Shadow Warriors perhaps there. Again, I like a ballsy plan. I like the hide-in plan. But the execution needs some work. It needs some work. Maybe start with keeping the artillery in one place because it works better when there aren't orcs all over it. Pro tip. Meta play right there. But there we go. This fella got wired into the ground. So there you go. 5 silly battles and hopefully 5 things you've learned not to do in multiplayer battles yourself. Here's the first video I did like this before as well, if you should want to watch it, and I probably will do more in the future. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. See you in the future.